I myself have been dealing with a lot of spiritual and religious issues growing up, because, I've even seen how people themselves will struggle each time to fulfill into the regulations and the rules of the church, and they're still not repenting from the sin that is committed. You know, God really wants is the heart. He's not really after the works that you have done in your life. You know, trust me, nobody will want to see that. And honestly, I feel that I feel that there needs to be a voice being said, because honestly, you really need a personal relationship with the Lord so He can help you in that manner. I've, I've seen it so many times, and we have got to make full change in the attribute. I had plans that has been shortchanged a lot, because mainly some of the actors want to do this and rather do that, and it I know I'm supposed to be the director, but then also have to help them also feel comfortable in under the shootings. Um, Honestly, um, I have dealt with a lot more, because actually there's some stuff that I could talk about. Like, honestly, I think I'm want to make sure that everything is done correctly, but also I try not to let everyone dictate it. And this is actually, I had to do over a lot of stuff because somebody wanted to take over, and I kind of let it, but then I had to redo the whole film over again, the whole production. And furthermore, you know, I have to learn that it's, it's really not their place, it's my place. I call the shots, but then at the same time, I have to also respect the actors as well, because the actors are the ones who are doing the work too. So I have to actually help them as well as myself. I mean, even though in times like this we got to learn to manage. Most of the times I have to do mostly improvisations instead of using the the time timing and the scheduling or the actual written script, because we were in church this whole time, and people didn't really want to do it. I have to ask people at church if they want to be a part of it, and most times they're quite shy. Some of them, and I had to ask them, "Are you very comfortable in front of the camera?" Some said yes. Some say they don't have a lot of time, but I just have to make sure that they are comfortable before I give them any kind of doubt. The actor is played by my own brother, who has been his plays the main character. Um, Working with him, it seems like it's okay, but sometimes he just wants to change some stuff. But this is why I had to ask to improvise. But it's only just to make him feel a little more comfortable. But other times I would just try to have him find out what he chooses. But but honestly, we I don't know what we're doing now, but the lighting and the camera is okay. But I just Um, I had to use some props for this. I had to use some old pill bottles in order to make it seem like he was taking some of the drugs and stuff. And we had to use some anything. But other than that, everything else is doing great. But it was kind of short term. I didn't expect it to be this short, but I had to do his best. I even had to ask my brother to go in his room while to have him lay down on his bed while he was sleeping so he can get filmed, so it makes it seem like he is actually being drugged or even laying down, so it's better that way. you know um Other than that, I would say it's I can't really say too much about it. I could only say that it's going okay, I guess. This kind of experience teaches me that I need to call my own shots instead of just letting somebody try to take over. And this is why I had to redo the film over again, because somebody wanted to take my phone and take over. And I know we're not supposed to let others take over the phone, so I had to ask them to, I had to redo everything over again. I had to thank my brother and some of my other church members who were in the church for doing this improvisation, this pre this pre production. I thanking. I want to let all the future filmers please work together and cooperate with each other. You know, this is kind of busy, but please, you got to learn to respect one another in order to create big time success. Okay. Hello, my name is Carissa Steed, and this film I'm creating is called Troubleshooting. It's about a young man named Tony. He is coping with a lot of stress in his life. He's dealing with a lot of spiritual and mental issues. He's been coping with it through psych drugs, and also has been going to church, and reading the Bible, but then he's also been drinking too. So, you know, this kind of thing teaches you about religion, and it teaches you about and it teaches about spirituality. We're often taught about, like, these rules and regulations on how we can deal with it, how we must feel like fulfill, and for as far as reading reading the Bible and doing all these crazy works and stuff that makes us look like we're the presentable type, but it's often affecting our mental health as well as spiritual. And this is why we have so many backsliders in our lives, in order to make things seem impossible. I'm I'm